Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. So this morning, there's no market bell. It's Good Friday, and we are about to head into Easter. But look at what's going to happen to Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin and what to expect after this Easter. And let's talk about what else is going on in the world of crypto. So, welcome, guys. This morning, we received economic data, even though the market is closed. Job growth, 236,000 in March. Little bit less than expectation of 238,000. Overall, this is pretty good. A good reading. We're not coming in too hot. The last 2 months, we came in very, very hot. In January, it was like 500,000. In February, it was like over 300,000. And now we're slowing down to 236,000. So what this means is the softening is happening with the economy, with jobs, but we're not being run to the ground right now, okay, by Powell. So it does seem like things are still moving in the right direction. Softening economy and supply chain improving, inflation numbers still showing we're going downwards, although still very elevated. So all this means that Powell basically does not need to raise rates anymore. We are at 4.75. It could stay here permanently until he needs to pivot and cut. And of course, this also relates to the banks. You don't want to make the banks even worse and weaker, right? They are still very weak right now. So I think this is all good so far. And I guess we'll just have to wait for the next FOMC meeting. But in the meantime, let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about Easter. So our good friend Stock Money Lizard posted this. And you know what? Looking at this is fantastic. Now, you may be wondering, I saw someone in the live chat saying, well, you're only showing 3 Easters. What about the other Easters? Well, here's the thing. If you pay attention, these are the years after Bitcoin has fallen, okay, and have started recovery, okay? That's why these years are important. For example, going back to the last cycle, 2017 was Bitcoin's top, tail end of 2017. 2018 was the year where we came down. And 2019 really was the year when we started coming back up, right? So that's why 2019 shows after Easter, we went on a 167% run. Same thing the cycle before. 2013 was a top. 2014 was a bad year. In 2015, 2016, kind of hovering until it started breaking out. And going back before that, 2012, I mean, that's just not even, I mean, back then Bitcoin was $4. Okay, so it's very different. So obviously right now, we are coming off a horrible 2022 year. 2021 was our top, right? So it makes sense that we may be mimicking what happened in 2019 and what happened in 2016. The percentage growth, who knows? Could be nothing. It could be 0. Or it could be 167%. Or it could be 225%. Or 95%, right? But history is on our side. So great things may come after Easter. But if it doesn't, so what? We just need to wait a bit longer. We know Bitcoin is the true store of value, the greatest store of value we have today. And only the price of admission to Bitcoin really is volatility. If you could withstand the volatility and you continue holding and continue DCA, you're setting yourself up for life-changing wealth or at least financial freedom, right? So this is near term if we're going by history, but long term, yes, we are still moving according to plan. But in terms of short term, this is what a lot of people think will happen. Okay, again, mimicking 2019. After hitting a bottom, recovering upwards. Same thing happened in 2019 when Bitcoin hit $3,000, shot up to $14,000 before coming back down again, right? So a lot of people think we are going to do that we will skyrocket up possibly to 40 or 50,000 before we retrace in a big way and then boom, start moving towards the previous high and breaking through that as we get closer to the next halving event. This certainly could be in play, right? So if we do shoot up very quickly to $50,000, well, then, you know, we have to prepare for that. But if it doesn't happen, we slowly go up towards the end of the year. That's probably like the best case scenario, right? So we'll see which one is going to come true. But like I said, long term, people believe in Bitcoin more and more so. We know Michael Saylor, right? Anthony Scaramucci, the Mooch, also predicts that Bitcoin will hit $1 million by 2030. 2030, okay? That's only 2 cycles away. We're reaching the next cycle top in 2025, right? And the next cycle top after that is 2029. But he believes that Bitcoin will hit $1 million in 2030. And he believes that we are definitely past the bear market and we are now moving upwards and recovering, okay? And he's not alone. There's so many people in this space that also believes that. And I do too. Bitcoin will reach $1 million. It's not a matter if, just a matter of when. And if we have to wait 7 more years for that to happen, well, that's not very long, okay? It's not. We're not talking about waiting 70 years or 700 years. We're talking about waiting 7 years. Can this really be the case? Well, just look at everything that I've been covering. I mean, you have countries that are embracing it. Look at this. Look at this. One of the guys that want to be the prime minister is saying that he will promise to airdrop $300 of crypto to every citizen, right, if elected. So, I mean, it goes to show you countries now are embracing it. Leaders are embracing it, right? Or new leaders, potential leaders. They're all embracing it, right? When you have countries that's starting to embrace Bitcoin and crypto, that tells you that we're in a time that's very different than previous cycles. Previous cycles driven only by retail FOMO. Now it's different. Now it's countries FOMOing, okay? And you have institutions FOMOing. I mean, look at this. You have Bank of America, one of the biggest banks on the planet, and Fidelity, one of the largest asset managers on the planet. They purchased $75 million worth of MicroStrategy stock in Q1. Okay, why do you think they did that? Because they want more exposure to Bitcoin, right? That's why MicroStrategy stock has been doing well so far this year. MicroStrategy itself bought more Bitcoin. Basically, if you wanted a Bitcoin spot ETF, you just go buy MicroStrategy stock right now because they hold 140,000 Bitcoin. If Bitcoin hits $1 million each, what is that? That's like $14 trillion or something. It would make MicroStrategy the richest company on earth. That's what Michael Saylor is trying to do, right? By buying so many Bitcoins. It's insane, but you know, I mean, just pay attention to this. If you don't believe in the charts, you don't believe in patterns, fractal stuff that I've been showing you guys, that's why I've shown you the bigger pictures. When institutions are getting in, when the largest asset managers like BlackRock, who openly said that they now hold Bitcoin, that they're coming out with more funds relating to Bitcoin. And when they own stock like MicroStrategy and so does Fidelity and Bank of America and everyone else, I mean, just put 2 and 2 together, right? These guys don't make their moves lightly. And if they do make a move, it's like the tip of the iceberg, really. They have big ambitions, big plans, and that's all happening. And there's not enough Bitcoin to go around. There isn't. There will only be 21 million. Many, many millions have been lost. Many, many millions are being held by the people out there. There's not enough Bitcoin to go around to everyone, right? That's why you don't want to be letting go of your financial freedom and giving away to one of these big guys who already have it, right? So here's another longer term chart to look at, right? Again, so many similarities to back in 2019. This one is comparing us to the beginning of the bull run of 2021 when we finally broke out and then just didn't stop, right? And that was at $10,000. Okay, $10,000. Think about that, right? A lot of us are complaining about, oh, Bitcoin being stuck at 28,000 or 20,000. Just imagine before when we were stuck at 10,000 and below, okay? It was a very different time. And that's also important to remember because every single cycle that we move, we form higher lows and higher highs. Every single cycle. It's going to be no different this time around. So how high will this cycle go? Anticipated it could go as high as 200,000, 250,000, right? And maybe we do retrace from there and go back down to 50,000. Well, that's not too bad. Then our next low is 50, 40,000. That's not too bad. And then what happens afterwards? Do we hit $1 million the cycle after that? It's anyone's guess, right? But we are definitely moving according to plan. Nothing has changed, despite the fact Bitcoin is operating in a very harsh environment also. This is the very first recession Bitcoin has gone through, right? Not only that, that year 2022 when we came down, that was the fastest the Fed has ever raised its rates. And now we're starting to see bank failures, and Bitcoin is surviving all of it, and not only that, getting stronger, right? This narrative that somehow Bitcoin is a store of value, never been proven, is starting to prove itself right now. This narrative that Bitcoin can withstand recessions, it's proving that narrative right now, right? I mean, there's just so much goodness to Bitcoin. I could go on and on and on and on and on, but you guys know, most of you guys are regulars, you guys know Bitcoin is the true path. And if you want to opt out of our Ponzi financial system, you opt into Bitcoin. All right, outside of Bitcoin, just a couple other light news. I did see this. Ethereum's Shanghai upgrade is happening next week, okay? And there's still a lot of people that think that there may be a big sell-off because once you have the ability to unstake, everyone's going to unstake and start selling off ETH, right? Well, Crypto Quant says, no, that's probably not going to be the case because more than half of the ETH that's locked in right now are in profit. So there's really no reason for a lot of the people to unstake and start selling it right now, right? Because they're sitting pretty. Now, if they were in a desperate situation, right, and there's a lot of fearful hands, maybe there will be a dump. But think about it. This staking, this inability to unstake probably helped Ethereum and helped a lot of people. Because had they been able to unstake when we were at 15, 16,000, many people probably would have panic sold, right? But now they're probably happy that they weren't able to unstake and sell and panic sell, right? Because Ethereum is closing in at $2,000. It's definitely on its way back up, right? So we'll see. But regardless of what happens, I think this will be good for Ethereum. Obviously, having the ability to unstake relieves a lot of pressure from people that are fearful that once you stake, you can't get it back anymore, right? So I think this will help Ethereum, and combined with their deflationary economy right now, right? And how much money is locked in DeFi. If their staking percentage, which is pretty low, only 14%, climbs up to, say, 70%, like some of the other chains out there, I mean, there will be very little Ethereum out floating. I mean, if you think about it. So that's looking pretty good, too. And then finally, Cardano records its first Oracle integration. This actually is mind-boggling. I figure when you have a chain with DeFi, you have to have oracles to get accurate price feeds. And it's shocking that Cardano didn't have one, and why they're not using Chainlink, I don't know. But they're using Charlie 3, which is kind of built for Cardano. So using Liquid, they will be able to use Charlie 3, and they have their very first Oracle integration, right? But again, I don't know. When it comes to oracles, you have Chainlink and then you have everyone else, right? It's like Bitcoin and everyone else. That's how it is. There's so many projects in the past that have been hacked because they use some unknown or unreliable or untrustworthy oracle, and then they get hacked for hundreds of millions of dollars. I hope that's not the case with Cardano, because I don't know how robust Charlie 3 is. I don't know why they don't just integrate with Chainlink. I mean, everyone should just integrate Chainlink. That's why Chainlink is so good, because they have been proven, they have withstood the test of time, and so far they have not been hacked. All right, that is pretty much it. Where's my CMC? Gotta get CMC up. Overall today, kind of flat day. Kind of flat. Doge took a dump today for some reason. I mean, Doge recently shot up 30%, so I guess people are just profit taking, or they're waiting for more from Elon and didn't happen. So Doge actually sold off a ton today. Filecoin is up. Everything else is kind of flat. It's going to be a boring day and boring week with Easter coming up. I just don't think there's going to be a lot of volume, but you know what? I'm looking forward to this. All right, let's do some Q&A. Man, there's so many like hearts and faces in a live chat now. I'm not sure I like it, but I do appreciate your support. Let's see. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the Spanish channel and the Chinese channel, right? You can find them on the main page of CryptosRus. I do see that they built some momentum. So in case you guys are not aware, there's a Spanish CryptosRus and the Chinese one, both dubbed. And the dub's getting better and better and better. All right, scrolling down here. Good turnout today. A lot of people saying I won't be around in 7 years. Well, hopefully you're wrong. Hopefully you're wrong and you will be around in 7 years. Doge logo was removed. I didn't notice that. I saw it, I think, even yesterday. Sing, love your channel. Follow it for 3 years now. Thank you. Appreciate your support. Let's see here. Jmart, yeah, you might be right. In 7 years, when Bitcoin is at 1 million, I can't guarantee that I'll still be streaming. I may stream once in a while on my yacht or something, but not consistently like now. Deep Random Thinker, no. I have no idea what any of those projects are. I am looking. I'm starting, like I said, I'm You know, after coming back, recording from, you know, the crypto gem, the next crypto gem, you know, I want to broaden my horizons. I've been talking a lot more with projects, early stage projects, and just building out my connection network, right? So there's a few that look interesting, but they're very early. So eventually I'll get around to them, right? But I am looking, but I'm not actively searching, like looking at page 10 of CMC and doing digging like that, because right now I just don't feel like it's the right time. There are so many projects that are well-known projects that have executed flawlessly over the last 5 years or 4 years, and they're still like 90% down. And I think those are the ones worth holding on to because they're already established, right? The new people, new projects, you just don't know yet. So that's why I'm not actively searching for like new micro caps, but I am starting to talk to projects overall and trying to learn more about them. If Bitcoin goes 1 million, you will see a gallon of milk at $30 and $50 per gallon. I don't doubt that. I mean, inflation will play a big part of it. Inflation will just get worse and worse and worse. It's, you know, prices of goods are not going to come down, right? So everything will go up. That's why if you're just holding on cash in your bank, you're going to see that buying power decrease over time more and more. What are your thoughts on Render's effect on the broader Solana ecosystem? Solana's founder seems to think it's going to be a game changer. What do you mean Render's effect? You mean the project Render is moving to Solana? It's not going to be a game changer for them. Render is not a game changer. You know, again, a lot of these projects get hyped up and they pump at times. Render pumped up because people think that they're somehow into the AI space and this and that. A lot of things got pumped up because the AI blew up, but I don't know. I've never been bullish on Render, and them moving to Solana is not going to do anything for Solana. Not one bit. Eli. Holding for the coming Bitcoin Nami. Yes. That's the right attitude. Yeah, Helium was delisted from Binance.us. A lot of coins. Binance has been delisting a lot. I think Coinbase has been delisting a lot too. No, it's not. Ivan, why would you think Render moving to Solana is going to bring a lot more people? When it was on Ethereum, it didn't bring a lot of people. You think moving from Ethereum, the biggest smart contract platform, to Solana is going to help it bring more people? No. It'll help it relieve gas and congestion, but then again, there wasn't that much to begin with on Ethereum for the past couple of years. It's not going to help. Look at what happened to Helium when they moved to Solana. They died. So what's this notion that somehow moving to Solana is going to help them? They're moving from Ethereum. It's not like they're moving from a dead chain. That's not going to help them. Mike, appreciate it. The next crypto gem will be there's man, the TV distribution keeps growing. I can't announce the next distribution right that is coming, but it's big. I mean, basically you'll be able to see it in a lot of places, but anticipated release date is like sometime in July, right? But next week I'll probably be doing my first Twitter Spaces. I've been thinking about that. I'm going to do a special one. I'm going to try to bring a couple people from the show. You know, we could talk about or reminisce, you know, give some insider insight into, you know, filming and stuff like that. Also, I'll bring on some couple guests that's related to the show. Bring a few more guests to talk about one of the prizes given to the contestant that won. So I think overall it'll be a good more insight into the show. Loophole Lifestyle, appreciate it. Server Reality, either you or him could email me and we could talk about it. Did I cave in and buy blue checks? Yes, you have to. Basically, Elon made it. If you don't have a blue check and you as an outlet won't be able to get the same kind of distribution as you did before. Meaning that if you're posting stuff, less and less people start seeing it. So Elon is like basically rigging the algorithm so that you have to pay to be able to get your articles, your thoughts, or whatever, your pictures out there. It is what it is. You gotta pay to play sometimes. What technology do you think Web3 will be easily accessible to the general public? First thought about phones. No, I think it's apps. Apps on your phone. They will be Web 3.0 and you won't even know it. That's the future generation, right? The evolution of Web 3 is really decentralization of property and of networks and storage and compute, everything, right? But ultimately, it needs to be packaged up in a nice, usable game or app that people want to use, right? So basically, for true adoption, you just need to have people build really cool dApps. And they will be installed on people's phones, and people won't even know that it's Web 3. It's really that simple. Where does BTC dominance need to be before altcoin season begins? It's going to be different this time around because altcoins are much stronger than before. So I just think it's going to happen latter half of 2024 and 2025 is when you'll really see altcoin season. In the meantime, you'll see a good recovery. It's not like they're not moving. They are. A lot of them are moving. But for the true FOMO stage, it's usually like after the halving event. Right? That's when altcoins really start moving. Why would I not buy Litecoin if it's got more upside? Because it doesn't. Don't fool yourself into thinking it does. Just because it's a lower market cap doesn't mean it has a higher upside. If that's the case, then just go to page 1000 on CMC and just buy all the smallest shitcoins out there if that's your logic. I think augmented reality is going rail to Web3 as it replaces smartphones. I think augmented reality is way overblown. Like, reality is reality, okay? Augmented reality, it's been talked about, and it exists. A lot of hollow glasses and glasses that people can wear and stuff. No one wants that shit, all right? No one wants to see all that. People want real reality. So no, I don't think that is what's going to replace smartphones. That's not going to lead to Web 3.0 revolution. dApps and really useful apps will. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Overall, let's look forward to this Easter coming up in a couple days. Even though I'll be streaming tomorrow, so it's not like I'm not streaming the next couple of days. But anyways, I thought this is an interesting chart to show you guys. And also, let's not forget that many people believe Bitcoin will hit 1 million by 2030, right? So focus on that. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. Tonight I'll have another house video on my I Am George channel for those of you guys that are waiting for it. It's a good one. It's a good one where I break down some extra costs. All right. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.